of this final map of this quarterfinal. We will be getting underway here. Complexity starting on the T side. Slemmy and Def both not buying up Kevlar and buying up nades for their team. So that's interesting because, you know, Def generally does seem like one of the the players that Complexity try to play around more. Meanwhile, J. Cruel picking up a kit for eUnited as well as a smoke in his hands. So pretty standard buy for the CT side, as we will be seeing the pistol round going slowly so far. A little over a minute left on the clock, and Complexity coming down the ladder now. Surreal takes a bit of damage, and it will be a push out towards the A side of the map. They will explode over towards A. It's Desi looking for the first kill. Does find it over towards Ivy. Mitch was attempted to get him boosted up, but he couldn't manage it. Davey does trade 2 kills back on towards the site, though. So it's back down to a 3 versus 3. As you can see, Desi still holding on up close, but mainline gets caught off guard. And Desi managing to get some big entries here over towards the A side of the map as he's looking for another kill. But John G pushes in for a frag of his own. Android still in towards Pop. A solid position to play post-plant, but you can see he's getting pushed down. There's still a kit on towards Cruel. In comes the smoke, and the defused attempt is coming in. Android needs to land this quickly. Still defusing the bomb, and it should be good indeed. The smoke will mask him, as Android not quite able to land the shots on the pistol. And again, solid smoke. Kit as well allows the defuse to come in on the pistol round. And we see that quite often, where the Glocks are always going to struggle to get that full accuracy on towards players through the smoke. Is my stream title still wrong? Okay, I'll change that. Wait, what's wrong? Is there anything wrong? Yeah, I think my stream title, okay. Alright, sorry, had to alt tab for a second there. As already John G will get the first entry for eUnited, as you would expect. Just pistols to work with for the Complexity side. They did get a bomb plant, so this is basically a full eco. So we will be seeing the scout J. Cruel hold things off. Gets the first easy kill. Tag on towards Def as well. Gets the second frag on the push through. Going for the bomb plant, but Def is wide out in the open. As it's just Slemmy left, trying to at least get some sort of kill, but already Mitch finds him with the UMP. And yeah, nice shots from J. Cruel there with the scout over towards ramp, managing to deny the bomb plant thanks to him getting all 3 frags. However, Complexity now will go for the force up, and J. Cruel deciding to invest into the AWP. Big investment here from eUnited. This might mean they could be forced down to an eco if Complexity win this round, so that's something to keep in mind. Complexity will have the 5 AKs to work with. Not exactly the best nades though, as Smoke's already going over towards A, using up some of their nades early on. Meanwhile, eUnited going for a heavy push towards B, but already Surreal shuts it down with 2 on the spray down. And now all of a sudden the B site defense is collapsing in front of eUnited's eyes, as J. Cruel will at least rotate over in time. So Complexity not quite committing to the push just yet, despite getting 3 entry frags over towards the B side of the map. J. Cruel still holding off with the AWP, and if he gets the timing right, he could get an easy kill. In fact, does manage to take down Slemmy easily there. Gets a second as well, so that gives his team a chance, especially considering the bomb has been dropped down towards ramp now. Mitch needs to rotate over, but he's not here to help his teammates, so J. Cruel is having to watch both angles all by himself right now, as Mitch does chime in with 1 frag of his own. J. Cruel lands another shot towards ramp, and somehow J. Cruel gets all 4 kills on the hold. That was a ridiculous round from J. Cruel, as somehow he swings it back in eUnited's favour. A 3k with the scout last round and a 4k with the AWP in this one, landing shot after shot after shot. And Complexity's lack of utility comes back to cost them there. As you see, they had no smoke for that position, no flashes able to come through. And that allowed J. Cruel to just easily find all of the frags. As this time he peeks towards A main, but instantly Android shuts him out of the round. A quick deagle shot. And that's a big kill on towards J. Cruel, because we saw he was starting to land some shots there. So Android shutting him out of the round early is a solid start. But Davey will have an AWP in his hands. He did recover the AWP that J. Cruel dropped. Android looking for a second kill. Can't quite find it. But in the meantime, mainline's peeked towards upper B, looking for a couple of kills. Does get the first already. Will be forced back. And he will just get to safety in time, but Def will push down towards ramp. Getting spammed through the smoke though, down to 3 HP already. And if Complexity wanted this quick plant towards B, they're not going to get it with Mainline still holding onto towards the site strong. But Desi manages to find the headshot, and that's going to allow the bomb plant to come in. So that's a really big kill from Desi there, just to give them some bonus money. Flash over the top allows 1 kill for him. He's still 1v2. And without Kevlar, that's always going to be difficult, as Jonji will find the solid spray down to give eUnited their 4th. Early 4-0 lead for eUnited, but again, you would generally expect on the CT side of Train, most teams will win the CT side, you know, 9-6 I'd say is a pretty average score, so to get off to a strong start is always pretty important. However, now we will see Complexity with the full buy in their hands. Surreal even has the AWP to work with, so a lot of options now for Complexity with the full nades, with Surreal even having an AWP. They have many opportunities as to, you know, if they want to go for an A play, a B play, even some sort of fake with all their nades, they can do any of those options. Mainline holding out a flash, sorry, and it looks like Mitch might push through. The flash is good. Mitch decides not to go too aggressive, just going to smoke off Ivy and gain control. Mitch decides to fall back and play things passively for now. Not willing to commit to that push, and that's probably a good decision with a couple of players waiting on the other side of Ivy. In the meantime, eUnited still just holding passively as well as Complexity, so slow start to the round with a little over a minute left on the clock. Mainline's currently holding off towards A main, and again, going a little bit deep with that smoke, so that could allow some early control to be gained for the CT side, but instead they do decide to just sit back. One player on the other side of Ivy, that's Mitch, to try and hold off this push, and that incendiary will slow things down a little bit further here. Still quite a few nades for United to work with, and as the time ticks down, that could make a big difference here. Slowly but surely, 40 seconds left, Complexity will have to commit to a push. The bomb was spotted over towards Ivy, and here comes a smoke through. However, it's going to go in towards the back lanes with 30 seconds left. 1 kill for J-Crawl, make it a second with his AWP. He's making huge impact plays right now with already 2 kills over towards A, but the push is going to come towards B, and that could catch Davey off guard if he gets wrapped from CT spawn. Still plenty of time for the push to come in, but the bomb needs to get towards the site, and Davey finds a frag of his own, and now he's holding off towards the T side of the map. Def at least trades 1 kill back, but Jonji has pushed in towards ramp, going to get the easy kill, and Android just about gets the plant down out in the open, gets the 1 kill, but instantly Mainline is there for the trade. And a little bit of a weird round there between eUnited and Complexity, but eventually eUnited do close it out. There's a little bit of a delay coming in to allow them to save the double AWPs heading into the next round. So, yeah, again, Complexity, I don't mind the idea trying to wrap towards B from CT spawn, but again, it's always going to be difficult to get all the way through there when there's AWPs potentially watching the angle, when there's, you know, still players towards A that can spot you going towards back lanes. That kind of gives up the game pretty early on that it's going to be a wrap towards the B site, and it kind of allowed Mainline to sort of play around that well. As soon as he got the 1 kill towards ramp, it seemed like he knew there were 2 players coming back lanes, and he managed to play around that well, just playing on towards the site, having his back turned towards ramp and upper because he knew there was no one coming from those positions. So the split didn't quite work out that time, but Complexity will still buy up into this round. 5 AKs to work with for their T side, and here come a couple of smokes over the top. Going to change up the pace of their play a little bit here with a bit of a faster play. Still plenty of time left in the round, but the push will come through. Jonji pushed up towards E-Box, gets the first kill, looking for the second. Good trade coming in from Mitch, and he gets the second kill up close as well, so giving his team a big advantage as it's just already down to Androids. Again, eUnited with a strong start here on their CT side of Train. 6-0 lead for them to start things off, and Complexity, who are definitely favourites heading into this best of 3, could be crashing out of this qualifier if they are not careful here. They need to up their game a little bit right now on this T side of Train. You can see they're forced down to pistols again here. And right now, eUnited just have all the control of the economy. However, something to keep in mind, a lot of these rounds have been relatively close, so eUnited's money isn't exactly perfectly built up either. Desi will go straight down towards Popdog. It looks like they might just try and get some early picks, and Android will find the first pick of the round on towards Jonji. He's down very low on health because of that fight, but still does at least get the first kill. Ivy looking for a spam through the smoke. Doesn't quite find any damage just yet. Still plenty of time for Complexity to push through, but main line up towards the site gets a kill. Desi is there for the trade. She'll come in towards the A side of the map, and Mitch straight through the smoke finds a headshot. And it looks like Surreal has left 1v2. The pistol's doing decent damage, but eUnited just about managing to close things out for now. They've given themselves a good advantage in the round, but again, they haven't guaranteed the round win just yet. Surreal might be able to pick up a rifle from somewhere, but he's going to have to scavenge for it. There is the M4 towards the site. Just about picks that one up in time. 38 seconds left, but the bomb is left towards T-Spawn. That's going to make it so much more difficult for Surreal, because if he wants to go and get that bomb, he's going to have to run towards it, then run back to a site. 27 seconds left. The time is still ticking down. He did have control of A, but now he has to be a little bit careful. As you can see, Mitch is already in towards back lanes, as well as Davey. So eUnited playing this smart. I like this. Playing together, making sure they have the opportunity to trade with each other in the 2v1. Surreal goes for the bomb plant. He will just stick it on the first time. The pitch comes out. Wild spray misses it. Davey up close finishes off with the USP just about. But it really feels like Davey probably should have won that first fight against Surreal, who was still sort of just coming out of planting the bomb. Either way, eUnited won't be too bothered with the specifics of the round. They'll just be happy that they did pick up another round win and take the 7-0 lead. However, they do have to be a little careful now of the full buy of Complexity. Surreal has the AWP to work with. Again, we didn't really see him get the opportunity to do much with the AWP last time he had it. It sort of felt like his teammates just died before he even really had too much of a chance. So let's stick towards Surreal and see where he's going to go. Starting off the round, he will move over towards Ivy. A couple of his teammates, over here as well. So could be an early A play for Complexity. You can see actually, even the player that was towards B has come down towards ladder as well. So possibilities for quick A plays right now for Complexity, but I think I'd like to see them just slow things down for now. Desi in towards A main. Oh, John G finds the one tap straight through the smoke for the opening kill. I'm not sure if he could see Desi's shoulder there or something, but either way, that's the opening kill for eUnited, and they will happily take that. Still plenty of time for Complexity here, but they are a man down. They have at least brought down Mitch to 20 HP, so that gives them more of a chance in the round, but they've still got to land some frags here. .50 seconds left, and still Complexity taking it slowly, not committing to either site just yet, but the bomb is over towards Ivy, so it's likely to be some sort of push towards Ivy. There's mainline caught towards the back lanes. Def catches him off guard with a quick headshot, and it's looking like it could be an A play here, with Android already trying to work some magic towards the A site, but Jonji won't allow it. Gets his second kill of the round. Def has snuck his way in towards back lanes for a kill, and the bomb will attempt to be planted, but Mitch manages to stop it just in time. Surreal does eventually get the trade, and it's the two UK boys up against the two remaining players of eUnited. Let's see how Def and Surreal do. And already Def has managed to lose a fight against Davey, and it's up to Surreal to try and clutch it 1v2. Doesn't check the right angle, spots out John G, but not quite good enough for the kill, as it will be eUnited taking the 8-0 lead, and this is starting to get a little out of hand from Complexity's point of view. You can see eUnited do have a reasonable amount of money in the bank still as well. Complexity, of course, will be able to get a buy up thanks to the bomb plant, but still not able to pick up a single round so far. So they are going to need to, pick up a round at some point. That is how you win Counter-Strike, You got to win the rounds. AWP for Mitch and J-Crawl. That's a double AWP setup for the CT side. Meanwhile, Complexity can't afford to buy up an AWP for themselves, so a difficult spot for them as Mitch going aggressive through the Ivy smoke, catches Android completely off guard for the opening kill. And eUnited, after playing pretty passively so far, go for a bit of aggression, and it's well-timed aggression towards Ivy. Only one player there, Android instantly blinded, and gets punished for being out in the open as Mitch finds the entry for eUnited so clean as well, not even taking any damage. As we all see J-Crawl holding off towards upper B with the AWP, and it looks like it might be a B play coming in soon. Complexity currently grouping up towards the B side of the map. Desi with the smoke in his hands, looking to throw this over the top, and the execute will come through here. Slammy calling for the smokes to come in, but already a Molotov going to force the players to get split up. Surreal does at least get the first kill, but he burns alive, and the gap in the smoke allows Davey to get a second on the round. And now Desi and Def have to try and push through, but Desi, full blinded, manages to lose another fight. Davey gets his third of the round, and Def left in a pretty terrible situation, trying to clutch a 1v4, and he can't do it as Mitch finds the kill from long range. And again, eUnited with a well-timed incendiary completely sort of split up the push that was coming in towards the B side of the map. Surreal still manages to get one entry, but it just kind of slows down Complexity long enough to allow eUnited A players to rotate over, and that really made the difference. You saw the AWP of Mitch there was holding things off. A well-timed flash allowed Davey a couple of kills, and boom, eUnited take the 9-0 lead. And all of a sudden, I mean, Complexity really do need to pick up some rounds here. They have, I assume this is Complexity going for a tactical pause. Talking things over with their team. Def has decided to buy up an AWP. He's not going to drop it over towards Surreal, so that's interesting. We do see Def sometimes be willing to commit to the AWP, but generally, you know, it will be as a secondary AWPer when Surreal already has one. So it's not like he's got a good spawn or anything. This is just kind of a conscious decision that he's made. I guess maybe he wants to make the difference for Complexity and get them a few entries to give them a round win. To be fair, I generally do think of Def as much more of an aggressive player than Surreal, so if he can go aggressive and get an opening pick, then maybe that could be what Complexity need to finally pick up a round win here. J-Crawl is holding off towards Team Main, and that's currently where Def is positioned, but he's just holding over towards the camera area, so shouldn't be too much action going down early on. In the meantime, though, Mitch spots out Slemmy and could have got an opening kill there. Smoke comes out from Complexity to try and push towards A. Android getting up on towards the blue train, so he can catch someone off guard here. J-Crawl towards the site does get taken out, but Davey gets a solid trade through, and John G pushed in towards Pop Dog, catches one off guard. I think that's a Molotov from his teammate, but he doesn't care because he gets 2 kills. And now it looks like eUnited looking good to hold off this push towards the A side of the map. It's Desi and Surreal left to try and get some frags, to try and open things up for themselves. Desi gets the timing a bit wrong, but he actually can't manage to win the fight. It's Davey to find a frag, and again, Mitch gets one of his own here. We just saw a 16-0 from Misfits against B's Money Crew, but that was with some stand-ins. Surely eUnited can't win 16-0 against Complexity here. This is the full Complexity lineup. I mean, actually, I guess Slemmy's standing in, right, from Selfless. So that's something to keep in mind, I guess. But still, I'm sure that Slemmy would be... Sorry, Complexity would be looking to do a bit better than this, even if they do have Slemmy as a stand-in. I'm not actually sure as well, like, Slemmy's been playing quite a few games with Complexity recently, so this might be a move that they're thinking of going for. Either way, it looks like Complexity will be grouped up towards the B side of the map. Davey, as well as J-Crawl, will be looking to hold off the push, and J-Crawl, the last time a B play like this came in, he got a ridiculous amount of kills on the hold. Let's see if this time the smokes will be good enough to get him out of position already. Desi takes him out, and that could be a key kill, as Davey trying to get at least one on the hold, but Def finds another clean entry, and Complexity looking to finally take their first round win here. Mitch, burning alive, doesn't realise it, falls back, but Android is already in towards Connector, and he gets a second kill on the round as well. Mainline also taken down low on health, and Surreal finishes things off, and finally Complexity at least pick up one round on their T side, so that at least guarantees no 16-0 coming in for them, which is always nice. Quick look at the kills for the eUnited side, and pretty well distributed across the entire team. Davey leading the way up there at 13. You know, John G and J-Crawl 11 kills each, as well as Mitch up there with 10. So no one particularly standing out. I guess Davey's doing pretty well for them, but other than that, nothing really to point out. Meanwhile, for Complexity, we can say, I guess, that Selmy's not got a single kill, but again, being the in-game leader, being a lesser skilled player, you wouldn't expect that in general. The Surreal goes for the first pick, and this is a key round, remember, because Complexity will be low on money if they lose this. And he's already lost out there. Davey peeks out perfectly to catch Slemmy off guard. And Complexity in all kinds of trouble in this key round as Mainline gets a kill straight through the smoke. Desi and Android left 2v5. Android has been boosted up over towards Ivy. And Desi's coming out towards teammate. He's pushed out towards the blue train at least. Might catch John G off guard, but John G spots him out first. And again, Complexity just seem to be losing the aim fights right now when they're going for them. Android gets destroyed by Mainline's M4. And what more is there to say right now? 11-1 lead for eUnited. Complexity will be forced to force up because they are so far behind. But again, 2 AKs in their hands right now. A couple of pistols to be bought up for the rest of the players. So it's going to be quite a lot on the UK boys here. Def and Surreal to land some shots with their AKs because the rest of the team with pistols are unlikely to be able to do too much. Either way, coL and Mitch do still continue their double AWP setup for eUnited. It's been working so far, so they might as well stick to it as Mitch has peeked out aggressively towards B. He's getting a fair amount of info. That's actually allowing eUnited to commit to this 4-player stack towards the A side of the map. And if Complexity do indeed go for this execute towards A, then that could cost them here as we see the push will be coming in. Let's see if Complexity can find the entries here. They will be pushing through. But again, John G is sneaking his way through the smoke. The Android spots him out. Desi gets one of his own with the pistol up close. And Davey at least trades 2 back and actually brings it back in his team's favour with help from coL. Android looking to recover a gun. Picks up an AK. So 2 rifles in Complexity's hands. Mitch is still over towards B right now, so possibilities if they push towards A. And you can see eUnited playing very passively towards A now. coL's decided to gamble over towards B as well, and that's allowed Android to actually find the opening pick on towards Davey easily with no support from his team. So now in a 2v2, this could be a big chance for Complexity as the flash comes in. Slemmy up close should get a free kill. That's his first kill of the map, and what an important one it could be as he gives his team the advantage in this big clutch situation. Mitch now has the AWP in his hands. There is a rifle in front of him. He will switch it up to the AK to try and allow himself to get some spray transfers. Still full nades for him as he rotated over from B. Slemmy drops a flash through. Mitch is forced to go in towards the smoke, and Slemmy might not have spotted him out here. Mitch walks out at the perfect time, but can't quite land the shot. And now he's going to be in real trouble as he has to fight 2 players at once, and Android will not allow any chance for Mitch to win it. Finds the insta headshot and gives Complexity at least something to work with here. They pick up their 2nd round win. And more importantly, eUnited, because they've been investing into that double AWP setup so consistently, are slowly but surely losing out on the economy game. But again, with only 2 rounds left in the half, eUnited should already be pretty happy with how this half has gone. Even if it ends 11-4, then they will be fine with that heading into the 2nd half. So good stuff so far for them. Def and Surreal buying up the double AWPs, as I kind of alluded to that they do sometimes earlier. And yes, I did just say do. You can laugh at me if you want. Either way, it will be Complexity starting off the round slowly, as we've been seeing quite often. No need for them to go for any early aggression, especially with the double AWPs. No need to make it a sort of sloppy round. Just wait to see if those 2 AWPs can get any opening picks. And already, Mainline might be offering himself up for Surreal, and he does. Peeks out with no utility whatsoever, and that's going to cost him as Surreal gets the easy opening frag. And that just seems like a little bit too aggressive for Mainline, especially like I don't mind aggression sometimes if it's well timed, if it's well placed, but there without any utility, without any support from your teammate, just seems unnecessary, too over aggressive, and that costs him. Wanting to make a play there is Mitch. Get a couple of kills here. Peeks out at the perfect time to take down Death. Looking for the 2nd up close. Finds it as well. Switches to the USP, but eventually Slemmy is there for the trade. Surreal actually gets another kill up close with his P250. And Desi gets the 3rd entry as well. So now Davey left in a pretty poor situation. 1v3, but he's going to sneak in towards the site here. Gets the 1st kill, but Slemmy just about rotates back over in time to get the trade kill through. And that's going to allow Complexity to pick up their 3rd round T side and also put eUnited's economy in a pretty terrible spot heading into the last round of this half. So eUnited, of course, will have to force up with all of the money that they can buy. but it's not exactly going to be a great purchase for them. A UMP in there, and the rest of them just having pistols to work with. Still doable for eUnited, as they will start with a 4 stack towards the A side of the map. Davey with the 1 UMP, solo towards B. It looks like he might try and peek out, but he's actually just going to hold the angle up close towards upper. So right now, Complexity could just walk down ramp, and he would have no clue. He's taking that gamble right now. And to be fair, if eUnited are going to win this round, they might need to take some gambles with much weaker weaponry to work with. Complexity in the meantime still taking things slowly. Not the double AWP setup this time for them. Def back on towards the AK, but still, of course, pretty much a full buy for their T side. Lots of nades still to work with a little over a minute left in the round. It's looking like they will be lining up an A execute. In the meantime, Def holding on this push. Refire comes in from Mitch, so that gives up his positioning, at least roughly. In the meantime, a push is coming towards B by the looks of things. Desi's coming over here, but he could get caught off guard by Mainline already up close. Desi has his knife out right now, and that allows Mainline a free kill and gifts a gun into his hands. So that could make the difference in the round, as with 40 seconds left, Complexity will have to push through towards the A side of the map. It's 1 kill for Slemmy, straight through the smoke at least. Def finds one of his own as we're down to a 3 versus 3. And with 28 seconds left here, if eUnited can play the time game, then that could potentially be an option for them. As Davy's coming in for the flank, Def just about looks back in time, but Davy wins the fight with the UMP somehow, managing to punish Def, and all of a sudden it's just Surreal left with a Tech-9 running in up close, and eUnited somehow win that ridiculous force round. And Complexity now only get 3 rounds on their T side. They should have got that last one there. They should have got their 4th, but couldn't quite manage it. And that could cost them here. We should be heading into the second half any second now, and we will be. The second half pistol round is going to be key for both teams. If eUnited win this, they could just cruise to victory, but if Complexity at least win this pistol round, they could give themselves some sort of hope to come back onto this map, especially with Train being pretty CT-sided. It's certainly still possible for Complexity, but it's a long road ahead of them if they want to successfully pull off this comeback. Remember, the winner of this series will go up against NRG in the semi-final, but more on that later, because right now a push is coming in instantly towards B, and it could catch Complexity a little bit off guard. The bomb already going down. You can see Jonji has the Tech-9 and Kevlar, but he's already punished and taken out by Desi up close. J-Crawl does get a kill back, and there was actually a bit of team damage in there, which is something to keep in mind. Mitch up close does find another headshot with his Glock. It's Android who loses that fight, and now Complexity on the retake in real trouble. They do at least have a kit on towards Slemmy. They're going to need to get some kills, and they're going to need to get some kills quickly here as Def finds one at least. Trade comes through, but J-Crawl up close. Nice down Slemmy. What a way to finish off the pistol round, as eUnited looking to cruise to victory from this point onwards. And it's looking like eUnited might go through to go up against NRG in the semi-finals of this open qualifier here. Or, sorry, this closed qualifier here. And that certainly could be interesting. Remember, only one of the teams left in this qualifier can make it to the finals. So, no, it feels like, you know, one of Misfits or Luminosity might be favourites in that final. But we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, Complexity in this current map, of course, have had to force up, but they're not exactly going to love their chances into this round. The pistols can do damage, but still not the best situation for them, especially now that Android's decided to do a bit of damage over towards Desi. So that's always not great, but won't be too bad, as, you know, Desi's only taken about 10 damage from it. In the meantime, eUnited, look at how passively they are playing right now. All sitting towards similar positions, except for Davey over towards Ivy, who tried to take an early fight against Def, who took the brunt of that MAC-10 spray, down to 50 HP early on in the round. Here comes the push through, but already eUnited sitting and waiting. And Slemmy just walks out into the meat grinder. Mitch is the one to eventually find the frag. 45 seconds left here, and if they go down towards Pop, Desi could land a couple of kills, but you would assume a trade should come in eventually. Def deciding to rotate off over towards B here, so Complexity think they have some kind of read as Desi gets one kill in towards Pop, gets a second as well. In comes the trades though, as Android at least gets one kill, but instantly traded on, and now the A site could be lost, and Def's decision to rotate over towards B could come back to haunt him. He's at least got back over towards the A site in time, but the bomb will be planted safely by mainline. There is a player in towards Pop here who could catch him off guard. Surreal walks out there, manages to get the one kill, and now it's all on Def, but he has a scout, which makes it so difficult, especially with coL being on 100 HP, and he wins the fight easily. Def didn't even expect that close range angle, and now eUnited with a 14-3 lead have a huge advantage here heading into this next round, where Complexity will buy up pistols. Couple of CZs in there. Desi at least has an ump. Meanwhile, eUnited keeping a lot of their SMGs here, so a little bit risky for the eUnited side, but they should still be they should definitely still be at least favourites to win the round, right? Either way, looks like we will be seeing Complexity try to play some close angles, try to catch someone off guard. Hope that eUnited overextend a little bit, but you can see eUnited are not making any mistakes so far, just playing passively. Davies nade over the top. Oh, sorry, that's a smoke through towards Slemmy. Molotov straight into the smoke as well. In the meantime, Def, as I was saying earlier, he's trying to play this close range angle to catch someone off guard with a CZ. However, it looks like they are aware that he might be in this position as the flash comes through. Def does manage to avoid it. Still plenty of time here, but John G does find the entry, and it's looking likely to be a push in towards the A side of the map. Slemmy does trade one back on towards Davey, and now eUnited have to think twice about this push coming in. Desi is pushed up towards B as well, and as the rotate comes back over, he could do a lot of damage here, gets the first kill, but now he's down to 6 HP, and he should be traded on pretty easily. Here comes the Molotov. Desi runs straight in towards it, but this allows Complexity to gamble back towards the B side of the map with a couple of players. However, they don't fully commit to the stack. Surreal will hear them push through. Trying to get the first kill, drops the bomb down, 20 seconds left, and it's looking good for Complexity, but coL hunts him down. Good damage done towards both players on Complexity's side. Everyone is so low on health here. It's basically who can react first. As Android gets the first frag, it's all up to coL. 1v2, but with both enemies being so low, it's doable. Got the USP out right now. He seems to be aware that they are both low on health. Gets the first kill up close. And somehow Slemmy can't manage to get the frag. Somehow Slemmy only lands one bullet up close. It was looking so good for Complexity in the 2v1. But coL manages to win the fights up close with his USP. And that's got to be frustrating for Complexity as they take it close but not quite close enough on that round. And it's looking like now, again, Complexity have to force up, but it's a pretty poor buy on their side. And they might be crashing out of this closed qualifier here. It's John G getting tagged down low early on, so Complexity trying to give themselves some sort of a chance. Desi just holding this angle up towards B. Standing still out in the open here. Is Desi okay? Okay, he moves his crosshair. He is still here. In the meantime, Def got one kill, but got traded on. Auto Director not quite catching the action here. It's not great. Auto Director kind of sucks dick, I'm not going to lie. You missed quite a few kills with it, but still a 4v4 as Surreal trying to hold up close with a CZ. There's still some reasonable weaponry to work with on the Complexity side. Slemmy has a scout, and, you know, he's got armor with it, so that's always nice. Android has an MP9, so interesting buys up. We'll have to wait and see if it can work out for Complexity here with a little under a minute left on the clock. eUnited still not committing to a site take just yet. A couple of players, though, taken down low on health for the United side, so they could struggle to push through here. If Complexity can find some shots with the pistols, coL and John G would die pretty easily. Here comes the push through, and Desi completely caught off guard. Surreal got a kill over towards A. In the meantime, oh, sorry, it's actually Slemmy towards B who got one, but he's in real trouble now. Down low on health, looking to peek out, trying to find the frag, gets a dink through, but it's not enough. Slemmy and Android left to clutch it 2v2. Android at least gets the 1 kill up close. Going to be forced back. Peeks out. Damage done to Mitch, but not good enough for the kill. And it's all up to Slemmy 1v2 to keep Complexity's chances alive. But to be honest, I'm not fancying his chances with just a P2K in his hands right now. We'll try and push through. Trying to see if there's a gun around, but he can't find it yet. There's no guns near. Push through, doesn't check the angle, and mainline will finish things off. eUnited will be going through to the semi-finals here. They will face NRG. And then the winner of that semi will go up against the winner of Luminosity versus Misfits in the finals.